ready? We're ready. All right, good evening. Sorry for the short delay. Welcome to the regular session meeting for Wednesday, April 30th. We'll call the meeting to order, and would you all please rise and join us in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Drill, would you please read the roll call?
Certainly. Mr. Castine.
Present.
Mr. Bizzaio. Here. Mr. Hall is excused. Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Lamoy.
Here.
Mr. Kretzer is excused. Mr. Perrier.
There.
Mr. Randall is excused. Mr. Timmons.
Here.
Ms. Waldron.
Here.
You have forms.
Very good, thank you. All legislators have received a copy of the minutes for April 9th. Regular session. If there are no additions, deletions, corrections, I'll accept a motion to accept the minutes. Motion by legislator Bizzaio, second by legislator Lamoy. Any discussion on minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, public session. Before we start public session, I think it will be worthwhile to go over again some of the basic tenets, which are the rules of order for the legislature will be the decision-making, the rules of order that the legislature passed and have directed the chairman to enforce. So those will always be there. Speakers can be recognized for up to 5 minutes at the discretion of the chair. And for topics like the dog tether law, again, that's not on the agenda tonight. When it is on the agenda, obviously folks will be able to speak on the topic of the agenda for dog tether law. If you have any other topics to speak about, whatever it is, as we said before, you'll certainly be able to speak on those in public. That's not a problem. The legislature is happy to do that. We have stressed that a couple of times, and we're happy to do it again. So everybody knows what's going on. If there were any miscommunications, obviously the legislature would apologize for that. However, we have been accurate and steady on our interpretation of where we're at. So, having said all that, anyone that would like to speak in public session, please raise your hand and you will be recognized. We have 2 people. Very good. Go right ahead, ma'am. Right up here, please. State your name for the record and where you live.
Betty Lou LaJoy. I live in the town of Plattsburgh. It's hard for me to catch my breath, so bear with me.
Take your time.
I want to address the legislature on the DMV and some of the problems there. You're probably aware a lot of citizens don't really like the DMV here in Plattsburgh very much. I can only tell you about the experience I had here in 2022. I bought a car, private sale. The car was registered in Pennsylvania. Anyway, this person worked as a teaching assistant in Beekman Town. And we showed up in July and didn't know they had changed the hours until just open until 4 o'clock, all the county offices. Nothing was posted on the door. But anyway, we were there well before 4, or before 4. We were filling out papers at a table, and all of a sudden the lights went dark. There were hardly any people in there. And this man came up to us and said, "You have to leave." And we said, "But it's not 4 o'clock yet. We're ready to go up." To the clerk with these papers. It was a title transfer, obviously. And, excuse me. So anyway, he said, "Oh no, you have to be in line, standing in line by 4 o'clock. Now, being a teaching assistant, the earliest she gets out is about 3, quarter after 3, whatever. It makes it hard on the public when you have hours, when you're closed at 4 o'clock. So we showed up again on August 14th because we took pictures, 2022. This was before 4 o'clock. There was a line that day, and so we stood in line, and all of a sudden it was the same thing. The people in the DMV started saying, everybody out, and we're like, wait a minute, it's not even 4 o'clock yet. And then all of a sudden the rules changed. It was like, no, you have to be at a clerk's window. And we were like, wait a minute, you just told us a couple of weeks ago that we had to be in line, and we're in line. No, and they were quite rude, told everybody to leave, everybody who was in line. Really rude, I mean, really a rude attitude. And I took pictures of the clock, and then I went down to the clerk's office to complain because, as you know, they supervise the DMV. And after that, they posted something on their website and then something on the door about being there at 3:45. Again, that's really hard for working people. Since that time, I lost track of this woman, still don't have a title to the car. That was my experience at the DMV. I just think things need to be changed. And if you ask a lot of people, they have the same feeling about the DMV. I'm sure you've heard complaints before. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Jennifer Jewett, Champlain, New York. A topic that I've been trying to speak on for 3 meetings now is the New York State Open Meeting Law guidance as per the state's Committee on Open Government. Open meeting laws exist so that the public can participate in the process of making public policy, so they can also hold their elected officials accountable. Choosing to ignore and not follow the state's open meeting law guidance shows a total disregard for the people of Clinton County and for democracy as a whole. I'm not even going to address the banning of a topic countywide because nobody wants to speak up and stand up for what's right. Just as we got a ton of support, nobody else finds it convenient that all discussion was shut down. We were told we needed to prove we have support in Clinton County. We did just that, and then we were silenced. I have been trying to speak on an unrelated topic for 3 weeks now, and deny that right, which is a violation of the state's open meeting law. When you open a meeting for public comment, you must treat everyone equally. You cannot discriminate. As per an email received from the New York State Committee on Open Government, the open meeting law is silent with respect to public participation at meetings, and public bodies have no obligation to hear public comment. But when public bodies choose to allow public participation, which is outlined in the Rules of Order, all members of the public must be treated equally. In their opinion, it would be unreasonable to discriminate based on the viewpoint of one speaker at a public meeting. And as a general principle, and Francis, this one's for you, if a public body permits positive comments regarding a topic, the door is open all the way and must accept critical comments as well. They explained that it would be reasonable for a public body to allow no public comment at a meeting, so long as that applies equally to all potential speakers. It would be reasonable to not allow public comment concerning I don't want to say the word, tether law, while allowing public comment on other topics, again, just as long as all members of the public are treated equally. This is as per Miguel Carlo Bautista of the New York State's Committee on Open Government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would only add that is exactly what we have been doing. And there is a difference between critical comments and disparaging comments. Having said that,
Mr. Henry, if I may also comment, according to the Open Meeting Law Advisory Opinion number 5296, a presiding officer has the authority to limit remarks from the public that are repetitive and offensive. It would not be unreasonable, in my opinion, for remarks to be limited to for either of these reasons. And this is an opinion provided by, I believe, Robert Freeman.
And as I
Thank
stated
you, ma'am.
3 times, I was
You don't have
trying
the
to
floor.
speak on an
You don't-
unrelated
no,
topic.
you don't have the floor. You don't have the floor.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Thank you. You don't have the floor. All right, anyone else? Did I miss anybody else for public? Committee reports. We'll go to the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order, starting with Buildings and Grounds and Legislature 01.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Building and Grounds Committee has not met since our last regular session. The next Building and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, May 12th at 4 p.m.
Thank you very much. Children and Family Services Committee, Legislator Perrier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Children and Family Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. Next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, May 6th at 5 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Economic Development, County Operations Committee, Legislator Walden.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee has not met since the last regular session. Resolution 262, titled Authorizing Contract with Barton and Lejudas, DPC, from the Economic Development and County Operations meeting of April 9th, has been placed on the agenda for the committee's recommendation. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 14th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you very much. Finance Committee, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee has not met since the last regular session. Excuse me, the next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 7th at 5:15 p.m. Please be prepared to discuss a tobacco settlement request, and also, if anybody missed the email that went out, the numbers, you can get your numbers into Aaron by Friday, so that we have everything compiled for Wednesday's meeting.
For finance?
Please, yes. Yeah.
I had a question. So, total number this year is 60? 60, right? Okay. Thank you. Anything else, Rob?
So just to put a fine point on that, the actual, the revenue is down. The actual number, I think is 49,000, but there's money left over from
Yeah,
projects.
okay.
So we do have 60,000 this year, but
It's really 49.
but for the future, I just want you guys to know that it's going like this.
Thanks. Health Committee, Legislator Rosado.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 7th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Human Services Committee, Legislator. You got that, right?
Yes, on behalf of Legislator Randall, the Human Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for May 6th at 4:15 p.m.
Thank you. Personnel Committee. Personnel Committee has not met since the last regular session. Resolutions number 263 through 290 from the April 7th Personnel Committee meeting have been placed on tonight's agenda upon the recommendation of the committee, and the next Personnel Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, May 5th at 5 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport, Legislator Wall.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Plattsburgh International Airport Committee met earlier today. Chris Craig, the airport director, discussed several resolutions, including authorizing acquire snow removal equipment, broom blower, and carrier vehicle grant application, and amending resolution 1115 dated December 23rd, 2024, titled authorizing various contracts for the year 2025, as well as airline and tenant updates. Resolutions 294 through 303 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 28th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Public Safety, Legislator Cassine.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, the Public Safety Committee has not met since the last regular session. Resolution 291 from the April 7th Public Safety meeting has been added to the agenda, as well as resolutions 292 and 293 through a poll conducted on Friday, April 25th. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, May 5th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Transportation Committee?
Yes, sir. On behalf of Legislator Kretzer, the Transportation Committee met on Monday, April 14th. Shannon Thayer, Planning Director, was present to discuss resolution authorizing contract with JJ Property Makers for the 2024 Clinton County Public Transit Annual Report. Carl Weiss, the Highway Superintendent, was also present to discuss resolutions including authorizing contract extension of Colden Place milling of pavement on various roads, and authorizing the implementation and funding of the cost of a transportation project which may be eligible for federal aid or state aid or reimbursement from Bridge New York funds. Resolutions 304 through 311 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee, as well as resolutions 312 and 313, which were polled on Friday, April 25th. The next Transportation Committee meeting is scheduled for Monday, May 12 at 5:15 p.m.
Thank you very much, sir. Liaison reports, Board of Health.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. The Board of Health met April 21st at 7 p.m. We acted on several resolutions that were received, passed regarding health code violations for a few establishments. We also received an exit interview survey summary, and that's being reviewed by the Board of Health, as well as the March rabies report. And I'm happy to promote that Clinton County continues to remain rabies-free. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Chamber of Commerce, no report. Clinton Community College.
No report.
Community Services Board, Mr. Casta.
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, the Community Services Board met at 4 p.m. today. I was here, so I wasn't at that meeting, and I think you do that on purpose. Among the items of interest that to be discussed were a discussion on North Country Healthy Alliance, an in-depth presentation on the Clinton County Youth Needs Assessment, Club 12 reallocation of funds, and local services plan update from Rochelle Bregler. The next meeting is scheduled for June 10th at 4 p.m.
Thank you. Cooperative Extension, what's their attendance?
Yes, our April meeting was canceled, and our next meeting is scheduled for May 15th.
The discipline agreements, nothing, no report. No report inter-county. No report LCLG. Soil and Water, Legislator Pizarro attendance.
Although I didn't attend the meeting on the 17th, I did learn that the ash tree grant that was coming from the federal government, although it isn't arrived yet, if it doesn't come, we've been told by the state that the state will actually replace that grant with a state grant equal to the same amount of money. So things have started to move with measuring the ash trees that are going to be removed, and I'm assuming within a couple of months or sooner we'll go out to bid and start removing those before they cause some serious damage. End of report.
So, Workforce Development Board, Mr.
No report.
Staff members, Ms. Keller
No report.
and Mr. Zorro.
A couple of things. If you haven't been following the news, it looks as though our state of New York is making progress, the legislature and the governor, on a spending plan for next year. Although the latest report is that might have been a tad premature announcement, that they're still fighting over certain things. But I do expect some sort of vote starting by the end of this week or next week. That being said, that budget does not contemplate any federal cuts. So there's a chance that they may have to come back and make additional cuts. We're obviously concerned that if the federal government makes changes to the Medicaid program, New York obviously is affected greater than any other state. And if our state lawmakers and governor don't change the benefits afforded in New York State, the state's going to be looking to find that money somewhere. So we're hopeful that that doesn't immediately come to county taxpayers, because as you know, we pay over $19 million a year in Medicaid expense. So there may be a budget. We're cautiously optimistic on that. We are a tad bit concerned of what federal cuts may mean to the state and as such to local government. And my second update is I would like to request an executive session this evening to discuss personnel history of a particular employee.
Very good. Resolutions. Before voting on the resolutions, I wish to note the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Mr. Riddle, would you please read the titles of the resolutions to be acted upon?
Resolution 262, authorizing contract with Barton and Lejudas DPC Economic Development.
Motion, legislator Waldron. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 263, approving backfill of permanent part-time special patrol officer, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 264, approving backfill of a permanent full-time registered professional nurse position, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? Hold on a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 265, approving backfill of a permanent full-time correction officer position, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All, excuse me, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 266, approving backfill of a permanent full-time correction officer position, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 267, approving backfill of permanent full-time probation assistant, probation.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 268, approving backfill of permanent full-time probation assistant, probation.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 269, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time coordinator of child support enforcement position, social services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution number 270, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time project coordinator position, social services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 271, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time social services attorney, social services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 272, approving the reclassification of a vacant permanent full-time employment and training counselor position. down-
Motion, what, I'm sorry?
Down to a, that's normally your favorite part.
I know.
Down to a permanent full-time social welfare examiner position with backfill.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 273, approving backfill of temporary seasonal full-time employment and training counselor, social services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 274, approving the backfill of a temporary seasonal full-time employment and training counselor position, social services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 275, approving backfill of full-time clerk position, social services.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 276, approving reclassification of permanent full-time staff development aid position up to a permanent full-time senior employment and training instructor, social services.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 277, approving the reclassification of a vacant permanent full-time senior tax clerk typist position down to a permanent full-time senior account clerk typist, treasurer's office position, treasurer's office.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 278, approving the backfill of a permanent full-time services for the aging specialist position, office for the aging.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 279, approving the reclassification of a vacant permanent full-time public health nutritionist position to a permanent full-time senior children's services program specialist with backfill health department.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 280, approving reclassification of a vacant permanent full-time registered professional nurse position down to a permanent full-time senior public health educator position with backfill.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 281, approving backfill of permanent part-time program assistant health department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 282, approving backfill of permanent full-time senior account clerk typist position, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 283, approving the reclassification of a permanent vacant full-time mental health clinician 1 position to a permanent full-time social worker 1 position, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 284, approving the reclassification of a permanent full-time airport maintenance worker 2 position up to a permanent full-time airport maintenance worker 3 position, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 285, approving reallocation of a permanent full-time airport maintenance coordinator position, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Henry. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 286, approving backfill of a permanent part-time station attendant, solid waste.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 287, approving backfill of a permanent full-time nurses aide position, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 288, approving backfill of permanent full-time nurses aide position, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 288, approving backfill of permanent full-time nurses aide position, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 289, approving backfill of permanent full-time nurses aide position, nursing home.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 290, approving leave of absence for a permanent full-time senior assessment control examiner, real property.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
I think it's all.
What?
I think it's an all in favor, sir. 290?
All right, anyone? good?
290. We're just, you call, say all in favor.
Just a minute. I want to make sure I'm not out of order. I am out of order. Okay, start. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. You sure we didn't do that?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Resolution 291, authorizing lease agreement with Northwoods American LLC, assigned counsel.
Motion, legislative Castile. Second, legislative Perry. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution 292, authorizing out-of-state travel, district attorney.
Motion, legislative Castile. Second, legislative Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 293, authorizing the deputy county treasurer to increase appropriation for the district attorney federal justice seizure reserve account, district attorney's office.
Motion, legislative Castile. Second, legislative Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 294, authorizing acquire snow removal equipment, broom, blower, and carrier vehicle grant application, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Bazile. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 295, awarding bid to acquire snow removal equipment with interchangeable broom/blower unit, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 296, authorizing agreement with C&S Engineers Incorporated for design and bidding services for the rehabilitation of Apron Taxi Lane and General Aviation Apron Phase 2 Design Project, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 297, authorizing lease agreement with Aviation Technical Support LLC, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 298, authorizing change order number 1 and final with S&L Electric for the installation of passenger boarding bridge gate 2 construction project, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Bazile. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 299, amending resolution number 1115 dated December 23, 2024, titled authorizing various contracts for the year 2025, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 300, authorizing contract with C&S Engineers for professional engineering services for construction of the Veterans Service Agency Garage, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Bazile. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 301, amending resolution number 25 dated January 22, 2025, titled amending resolution number 1113 dated December 23, 2024, titled authorizing payment of membership dues, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 302, authorizing lease agreement with Smart Chillers Incorporated, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Timmons. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 303, authorizing various contracts for the year 2025, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislative Waldron. Second, legislative Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 304, authorizing supplemental agreement number 1 with Barton and LaJudas DPC for additional final design and construction support work relative to the replacement of County Route 1 Standish Road Bridge over the Separator Brook, bridge identification number 3363270, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Bazzaio. Second, legislator Lemoyne. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution number 305, authorizing supplemental agreement number 2 with Barton and Judas DTC for the replacement of County Route 1 Standish Road Bridge over the separator brook, bridge identification number 333-3270, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Lemoyne. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
I forgot the second one.
Well, we can add you on seconds on both of those.
Resolution number 306, authorizing contract extension for cold milling of pavement on various roads, highway.
Motion, legislator Bazzaio. Second, legislator Lemoyne. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 307, authorizing contract extension for cold in place recycling of pavement on various roads, highway.
Motion, legislator Lemoyne. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 308, authorizing contract extension for full depth reclamation of pavement on various roads, highway.
Motion, legislator Bazzaio. Second, legislator Lemoyne. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 309, authorizing contract extension for herbicide application and vegetation control, highway.
Motion, legislator Lemoyne. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion.
On those, Josh is not here, but we did make sure to remind the superintendent to remind the contractor that certain places were off limits based on previous comments we
Yes, sir.
received. Yeah.
Thank you for
That was
that.
going through all of our minds.
Yes.
Any further discussion or questions?
We immediately brought it up.
Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 310, authorizing the implementation and funding of the cost of a transportation project which may be eligible for federal aid and/or state aid or reimbursement from Bridge New York funds, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Bazzaio. Second, legislator Lemoyne. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 311, authorizing contract with JJ Property Maintenance, Clinton County Public Transit.
Motion, legislator Lemoyne. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 312, authorizing the purchasing agent to resolicit a request for proposals for mobility management services for the Clinton County Public Transit System, Clinton County Public Transit.
Motion, legislator Bazzaio. Second, legislator Lemoyne. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 313, awarding bids for asphalt, concrete materials and delivery for the years 2025 through 2027, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Lemoyne. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 314, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Safe and Sound Community Event, District Attorney's Office Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 315, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Adolescent Tobacco Use Prevention Act Grant Health Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 316, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Immunization Action Plan Grant Health Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walsh?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 317, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Adoption and Legal Guardianship Incentive Payments Program Social Services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 318, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the American Rescue Plan Act Adult Protective Services Grant Social Services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 319, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Safe Harbor Grant Social Services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 320, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the 2025 Youth Scholarship Grant Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 321, authorizing the Deputy County Treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the 2025 Youth Services Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution number 322, amending resolution number 373 dated April 24, 2024, titled authorizing contract with Harris Beach PLLC, Legislature.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Desire. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Timmons?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Carried.
Chairman, we do not have the required amount of legislators to waive Rule 13.2.
We do not. May I make a suggestion? Can we, because Mr. Randall is running late, let's go into executive session and then we'll come out of that and then maybe we will have 8 people here to do this.
Okay?
How's that sound?
I work for,
Not that we-
I work for you,
You don't
not
have
a
a
choice.
Therefore, may I have a motion to enter into executive session? Legislator Bazzaio, second, legislator Timmons. Any discussion on executive session? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We will be in executive session in just a minute. We are out of executive session. Mr. Perry.
Okay. I don't know if any of you get an invitation to that senior celebration?
I don't remember.
Friday at
I
10 o'clock.
think I saw it publicly announced, but I've
Yeah,
not seen it.
I got an invitation. I went down today and I asked because Dave said he didn't get any. You're gonna be there?
I saw it on Facebook yesterday.
Well,
That's the first I saw it.
well, anyway, I went and seen her, and Darlene wasn't there. But I asked about it and everybody's invited. All the legislators are invited.
Okay. Even if
I
you're
just
not a
wanted to let
senior.
everybody know.
Excellent, thank you. Anything else before we?
The other thing that Francis didn't bring up is,
Francis?
we decided to all put in $50 like we did last year, so just make sure
Foster parents.
for the foster parents to give away $500 to foster parents was pretty awesome last year. I think a lot of appreciation for that. So I want to continue. So Francis is collecting the money.
Oh, that's another thing too, is there, anybody know if they're going or not?
Foster parents?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
going,
I sent
I'm
them.
going, I'm going, so I got,
I already sent
three,
I called
four,
back. I
five.
called back that I'm going.
We have to double
We got
check.
5 anyway, so at least 5.
I think Kevin's going too.
Kevin has his committee,
Is
so.
it time
okay.
Rob usually goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going.
Yeah, I'll be 2 people.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Two,
what we are.
all
We're
two.
Plus one.
Yeah.
We're all.
They give him some kind of number, you know,
Okay. Yep.
okay.
Well, you're gonna give them the number
I'll give them
for
the
us?
number, yeah.
Okay, all right, good, that makes it easier. Anything else before we adjourn? I will accept a motion to adjourn from Legislator Lavoie. Motion to adjourn, second by Legislator Bazzaio. Legislator Hall would have seconded it were he here. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried? We are adjourned.